Welcome back to the Honourous Way and another edition of Dynamite Out of 10. And yeah, it's a big episode of Dynamite, so we've got several big matches, including Adam Copeland taking on Brody King for the TNT Championship. Kenny Omega made an announcement, and of course we've got Swerve and Christian coming face to face after last week. But we started things with Orange Cassidy against Trent Beretta. After a quick backstage interview with Copeland, obviously this is a bit of a grudge match and the bell rang, both men were throwing hands. Cassidy looked more aggressive than usual and took control immediately. They eventually took the fight out of the ring and the crowd, as OC continued to be the aggressor. Don Callis showed up after they made it back to the ring and both men were trying to recover. The crowd were vocal about being happy to see him. He joined the commentary team during the break as Trent and OC went back and forth. They did a good job making it look like Brenta knew all of Cassidy's tricks and had a counter for each one. Since the fight was so personal, neither man was interested in getting the pin quickly, so they made a long time to get the first pinfall attempt. After both men removed a turnbuckle pad, OC was able to send Trent into the exposed metal before rolling him into the pin. As soon as this was back, Beretta attacked OC again. This was decent, but it made it clear the feud was far from over. The ref ignored rules a bit too much, and this was a standard match, but most of it, what we saw, was performed well. Beretta hit a pile driver on the steel steps as he continued to dish out punishment. Callis ended up taking the OC away while Chris Statlander tried to talk to Trent. So yeah, it's interesting. I think, yeah, there's obviously a lot of the way to go in this feud, so I'm not going to judge it too much yet, but I think this match didn't kind of deliver what I was expected, but I guess that the next pay-per-view will get much more of a more grudge match, I guess, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Kenny Omega then gave a promo from hospital after last week's attack. He said at Double or Nothing in the Anarchy Arena it'll be New Elite versus FTR and two men who will be revealed at some point during the show. Intriguing. We then got an interview with Serena and Tony Schiavone. She said that losing to Tony Storm is not an option for her, and she spoke about how hard it was to make a return. Storm came out and mocked her. Serena ended up knocking her out cold. Really putting her over. Before it's time for Mariah May against Cameron, Serena was at ringside, but May was flying solo and Luther carried the women's champion away. The former QTV personality had the upper hand early, but once May recovered, she began controlling the pace a bit more. During the break, Serena interfered by throwing May into the barricade while the ref was distracted. This ended up from being the best performance we've seen from Cameron in the ring, and thankfully AEW gave them enough time so nothing felt rushed. From an in-ring perspective, this was a solid outing for both women. After May scored the win, Shirakawa made the save as Cameron and Saraya kept attacking her. May scooped her up and almost kissed again before deciding to have some champagne. There's a good chance we'll get May and Shirakawa versus Saraya and Cameron at Double or Nothing, which looks an interesting prospect. And yeah, I don't know, I thought this was okay, but considering what we saw around it, I'm not sure if it totally clicked, to be honest, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. The AEW World Champion came to the ring and said he was in a fighting mood because Cage and his crew attacked him last week. While the Patriarchy showed up, Brian Cage, Khan and Toa Leona came from the crowd to provide the backup for Swerve. Shockingly, Swerve's old men attacked him as Christian smiled. Their smoke when ended up with Swerve being put through the announce table. The next match saw Jay White took on Rocky Romero with a shot at the trio titles on the line. The Guns were at ringside while Romero was going it alone. Both these men are celebrated workers, so it's not going to surprise anyone that they worked really well together. They almost took time to go from 0 to 60. The match had a lot of everything, delivered some of the best action we've seen on the night, and Switchblade won with a Brave Runner to end a fun performance. And yeah, this is what we want to see more from Jay White and Rocky Romero too, I guess. So yeah, I thought this was really good. 7 out of 10. Before Chris Jericho and Big Bill were in action against local talents, and yeah, Jericho had a quick exchange before tagging Big Bill. After letting Bill work for a bit, the Learning Tree tagged back in and hit a Judas Effect for the win in an easy match. This is one of the squashiest things ever. Gets a 5 out of 10. Not much more to add. But yeah, I'm just still not convinced by this storyline, to be honest. We then saw Adam Copeland take on Brody King in an ODQ match for the TNT Championship. This was Cope's second defence against a member of the House of Black. They started out surprisingly normal with a lock-up and side headlock for the King. He easily wiped out Copeland with a shoulder block. They took the fight out of the ring during the break and began making use of stipulations by bringing in some weapons into the ring. King put the Rated R superstar through the ringer until Copeland was able to use a chair to dish out some punishment. King was busted open and smiled at Copeland as the champ slapped him across the face. This match had plenty of time and lasted through 2 breaks. This was as violent and physical as promised. King may not have won the title, but he showed the world he's capable of being a top singles talent. The chap retained with his trademark spear to end a brutal fight, and Kyle O'Reilly was being attacked as he made the save, and yeah, they ended the show standing tall. So yeah, gets a 7 out of 10 from me. I thought this was really good. Kyle O'Reilly with siding with Copeland as an extra layer. House of Black, I think, really looked good in defeat as well. So yeah, on the whole, I thought it was really good. 7 out of 10. overall, AEW Dynamite this week gets 6 out of 10. I thought it was a really fun main event, and yeah, some interesting matches in there. I really enjoyed Rocky Romero against Jay White, but I think some of the stuff on there just still not totally clicking for me, like the Learning Tree stuff, the stuff going on in the women's division, maybe outside the women's championship match. So yeah, on the whole, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was a good show, but at the same time could have been better. Guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.